2020. Well, after 5 years of gaming, I have a lot to say. Everything from the design to the performance to the build quality to the games and exclusive to the DualSense controller itself. In today's video, guys, I am looking at my 5 years review of the PS5 to see whether or not getting the PS5 was worth it, and if even buying it now later on is still worth it for you. Spoilers, I absolutely love the PS5. All right, let's start with the design. When the PS5 first launched, people were split. Some loved the futuristic look and aesthetics of the PS5, while others felt that it was a bit too big or bulky. Personally, I've grown to really like its design, but there's no denying it still takes a lot of space in your setup. Since launch, we've actually had 3 PS5 designs. In 2020, Sony released the original PS5, which had a digital version and a disc version. Later on in 2023, they released the PS5 Slim version, and then in 2024, the PS5 Pro version came out. Personally, I have stuck with the base PS5 digital version, as neither the Slim or Pro had such defining changes that appealed to me. Also, I think the digital version does look more cleaner than the chunky version of the PS5 with the disc. And to be honest, the Slim version isn't that much slimmer than the regular PS5. Common for all of these 3 types of PS5, it's that they have amazing performances. The PS5 is still a powerhouse. Even today, it holds up really well. Loading games is so fast on the PS5, and when you look at a game like Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart and how fast you can load different levels within the game, you really see the power of the PS5 at its full display. Now, graphic-wise, you won't really notice a huge bump going from a PS4 to a PS5, but I think the PS5 really excels when it comes to the performance within the games themselves and not actually the graphics of the games. Games run smoothly at 4K 60 FPS, with some even pushing 120 FPS if you have the right display. Ray tracing is more common now, and playing those graphic demanding games such as God of War, Spider-Man, and Uncharted, and even The Last of Us has been truly amazing, especially when you have such an amazing controller, the DualSense controller. The DualSense controller was one of the PS5's biggest innovations, and 5 years later, it honestly is, in my opinion, the best gaming controller out there. When it was first announced, I thought to myself, how much better can a gaming controller actually get? I mean, it's just a controller. You press the buttons and you play a game. Wow, was I really wrong. The adaptive triggers and haptic feedback add a whole new level of immersion, especially in PS5 exclusive games such as Astro Bot. When you're hitting the brake in a racing game or shooting your gun in Call of Duty, the triggers and haptic feedback is like nothing else I've ever experienced. And even today, it surprises me that no other controller or company has released such an amazing gaming controller so far, neither Xbox or Nintendo. The controller itself has this sleek design that makes it so comfortable to hold in your hands for extended period time of gaming. Compared to the Xbox controller, the DualSense controller is in a league of its own. I mean, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love my Xbox controller, but putting it side by side with the PS5 controller, it's such a huge difference in both comfort and experience. PS5 DualSense controller actually makes you feel that it's a part of the game you're playing, while the Xbox controller, on the other hand, just feel as a regular any other gaming console controller, which isn't bad, but doesn't really push the innovation part when it comes to the gaming experience, in my opinion. Now, let's talk about games. Having exclusive games, or having a huge game library, or having the experience of actually giving the customers free games are what really defines whether you're going to go with Team Xbox or Team PlayStation. When the PS5 was first released, there was no doubt that it was lacking in new exclusive. Ever since, we've had games such as Spider-Man 2, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, Final Fantasy 16, and Gran Turismo 7, just to name a few games that are exclusive to the PS5. Even though these games have been made available on PC as well, these games were, for all intention purposes, built ground up for the PS5. The PlayStation 5 is of course not only made for exclusive titles, it has a bunch and vast of game library that even extends back to the PS4 titles. Now, the thing is, I own a Xbox Series S, and that is mainly where I used to play my Xbox exclusive games. I say used because as of now, there have been some announcements that some of Xbox exclusive games will be coming to the PS5. Games such as Forza Horizon 5 will be coming to the PS5 shortly, and I pray for Xbox that Halo doesn't come to the PS5, because if Halo goes over, that might be the downfall for Xbox exclusive. Gaming library wise, the PS5 has really held up. Now, one of the biggest drawback of the PlayStation 5 when it first launched was its storage. The PS5 launched with 825 gigabytes SSD, but after system files, you are left with about 667 gigabytes of SSD. And when you think about some of the games you might play on your console, the gigabytes tend to disappear really fast. But personally, in my opinion, I haven't really had this issue at all. The thing is, whenever I want to play a game, I tend to download it and then play it. And when I'm done with the game, I tend to delete it. But even with that being said, in my personal opinion, the storage space of the PS5 has not been any issue for me. All right, let's talk about PlayStation Plus, which is PlayStation's equivalent to the Xbox Game Pass. PlayStation Plus is divided into 3 tiers. You have the PlayStation Plus Essential, which is the classic PlayStation Plus that you're used to. You have the PlayStation Plus Extra, which gives you a more wider game library. And then you have the PlayStation Plus Premium Edition, which is what I have. It gives you access to cloud gaming and classic games. Having this possibility of both cloud gaming and playing classic games is what, in my opinion, really makes PlayStation Plus worth it, especially when you pair it with Sony PlayStation Portal. So the newest addition in the PlayStation ecosystem is the PlayStation Portal. Now, even though the Portal is technically not a PS5, it does flow into the ecosystem so much that at some point it might even replace your very own PS5. This little thing is basically a DualSense controller with an 8-inch LCD screen onto it, built for remote play. And honestly, it works really well as long as you have a stable Wi-Fi connection. The LCD display is sharp, the latency is low, and it feels like a true PS5 handheld experience. When the Portal was first released, it had a major issue. There was no cloud gaming, which meant at the time you could only play games that were actually installed natively on your PS5 game library. However, Sony has fixed these issues, allowing you to now cloud game a selection of games from the PlayStation Plus library. Now, this really changes the way you use your PlayStation Portal. You're not able to play games such as God of War Ragnarok without even owning them or having it installed on your PS5. I absolutely love the Portal, and it has been so far, in my opinion, the best Sony device out there that has been released besides the PS5. And at some point, with the innovations coming to it, it might at some point take over for the PS5. So, after 5 years, how do I feel about the PlayStation 5? Well, in my opinion, everything from the games, exclusive games, the DualSense controller, the design to the performance, I really, really love the PS5. And I don't regret buying it a single time, not even once. Obviously, in the beginning, the lack of console exclusives was a bit hurting, but porting over PS5 games that has been so fun and so genre defining onto the PS5 and making them even better really helped the PS5 stand on its own. And given today, with so many games possible to play on your PS5 and hopefully Xbox titles coming to the PS5, it's just now a much better gaming console experience than ever before. Now, if you're on the fence on whether or not you should get yourself a PS5, honestly, in my opinion, just get it. Even though we might get a PS6 at some point within 1 or 2 years, personally for me, the PS5 is so much worth it that you should just have it for the experience in itself. Now, even though I own an Xbox and a PS5, I always tend to go back to the PS5 over and over again just to play those console exclusive. And as of now, I've had that the Xbox is my multiplayer gaming console for Call of Duty, for instance, because it's free there, while the PS5 is more for those high blockbuster gaming experiences that I tend to really love on the couch and relaxing. So that's my take on my PS5 after owning it for about 5 years. What are your takes on the PS5? Do you have it yourself? Don't you have it? Are you thinking about purchasing it for yourself or somebody? Let me know in the comments section. And what games are you most excited about coming to the PS5? Personally, I'm really excited about Intergalactic from Naughty Dog. If you've enjoyed this video, guys, leave a like and a comment. And hey, maybe even subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.